You ever have one of those brilliant ideas, right? A flash of inspiration that feels, well, completely chaotic and overwhelming? It's that moment where you can totally see the amazing final product, but the path to actually get there is just a total fog. Yeah, we've all been there. It's probably one of the biggest hurdles in any creative project. So, that's the big question, isn't it? How do you actually build something great from that beautiful mess of an initial idea? How do we take that spark and turn it into something real, something structured, something that actually works? Well, the answer isn't some complicated secret formula. It's actually pretty simple. It all starts with a map. You just need a good, solid, step-by-step guide to show you the way, to help you navigate that journey from A to B. And this is it. This is the SNS RoadMap. What you're looking at is a 4-stage journey designed to take you all the way from that initial chaos to the final creation. It's all about building excellence one step at a time. So here's our game plan. We're going to start by laying a solid foundation. Then we'll talk about building the framework and culture. After that, we'll get into driving growth and innovation. And finally, we'll see how it all comes together to achieve real excellence. All right, let's get into it. First things first, you can't build a skyscraper on sand, right? You have to build a strong foundation, and that's stage 1. Okay, let's zoom in here on stage 1, the foundation. And this is so much more than just pouring some concrete. This is about setting the entire tone for the whole project. It's where you get crystal clear on the problem you're trying to solve before you do anything else. Now, this base has 3 parts, and they're your bedrock for a reason. You start by just owning the chaos and challenge. You gotta be honest about the problem, or you'll solve the wrong one. Then you anchor everything in the common man and woman. Make sure it solves a real problem for real people. And finally, you bring in design thinking. This is a human-centered process that companies like Apple use to really innovate. You get these 3 right, and believe me, your foundation is gonna be rock solid. So with that foundation in place, now it's time to build the internal structure. And that brings us to stage 2, which is all about creating the framework and the culture that's going to support your team for the whole ride. If you look at the map again, you can see stage 2, framework and culture, sits right on top of that foundation. This part is all about the how. How does the team actually work together? What do they believe in? This is where you build the operational skeleton that gives the whole thing its shape and make sure everyone is pulling in the same direction. And here are the bones of that skeleton. We're talking about the 3P culture, which is your core beliefs, the 3C framework, which is your guide for communication and collaboration, the 5 pillars, your core values and action, and spine, which is a framework that makes sure your team feels safe, has a purpose, feels included, and can really grow. It's the whole shebang. Let's just double-click on one of these for a second, the 3P culture. This is your core belief system, and it's built on 3 super powerful ideas. Purpose, that's the why you do the work. Process, the how you get it done, and people, the who that makes it all happen. Get those 3 working together and you've got a seriously powerful culture. Now, this quote here is the perfect bridge to our next stage. It connects that design thinking we talked about in our foundation to the incredible tools of the future, like AI. It basically says, when you combine a logical approach with technology that lets you scale, even the wildest goals become possible. And that is our cue to jump into stage 3. Once you have a foundation and a framework, it's time to hit the gas. It's time for growth and innovation. So, with our foundation solid and our framework in place, we are ready to start climbing. Stage 3 is the active growth phase on our roadmap. This is where you stop just building and you start scaling. You start using new tools and new skills to create some real momentum and expand your impact. So, what's fueling that growth? Well, it's powered by 3 key engines. First, you've got Innovation 7+7, which is all about making innovation a community thing, not some top-down order. Second, Gen AI enablement. This is huge. It's about strategically using AI to make your people even better at what they do. And finally, certified talents, because the best investment is always in your people, helping them become experts. And that brings us to our destination, the top of the map, the culmination of all the hard work. Let's dive into the 4th and final stage, achieving excellence and creation. And here we are at the summit. Now, what's so important to get here is that this isn't just an endpoint. It's more like a new, higher starting point. This is where you meet your goals, for sure. But more importantly, it's where a mindset of constant achievement and creation just becomes the new normal. And the parts of the stage show that perfectly. It starts with smart OKR goals to keep everything measurable and fun. It's all about excellence as a journey of continuous improvement. It's driven by a massive tangible goal like the 1,000 AI startups mission. And it's all held together by a growth mindset, which brings us full circle, using design thinking and AI to create a culture that never stops learning. So, when you look at the whole map one last time, you can really see the power in this approach. It's a logical, proven path that takes that messy, chaotic idea from the very beginning and turns it into a sustainable culture of creation. It proves that greatness isn't an accident. It's built, step by step. And that really just leaves us with one last thought. Look at this map, think about your own goals, your own projects, your own chaotic ideas. The question isn't if you can build something incredible. The real question is, where on this map do you need to start? Where's your next great idea?